According to Stats SA, the number of women raped in South Africa is among the highest in the world. Jeanne Bodenstein, the advocacy coordinator of Rape Crisis, an organization that was established in 1976, joins us in the loft to chat about their work in helping people that have been raped or sexually violated, as well as the strategies that they've developed to address flaws in the criminal justice system in order to ensure better support for complainants. Welcome to the loft, Jeanne.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Now, obviously, Rape Crisis is a feminist organization that aids to create a safer environment for women in the country. Tell me a little bit more about the work that you do and why this organization was developed.
Yeah, so in the early 70s, our founder was gang raped, and in Cape Town, she couldn't find any support. So she set up what started really as a volunteer-based network with women across Cape Town to really support survivors when they need it. And this was the time of pages, so they actually started out with pages and later developed with a helpline that we still run today. Now we're a registered NPO and we have been supporting rape survivors for over 40 years. And we do it in 3 ways with our 3 programs: the Road to Justice, which is all about supporting survivors through accessing the criminal justice system. So either through the medical forensic services, through the courts. Then we also have long-term counselling service, and this we offer in 3 locations in Cape Town. And then through our Making Change program, we aim to create a culture of consent and challenge the myths and stereotypes about rape. But we also work to really develop laws and policies that make the criminal justice system more accessible for survivors and lessen the secondary trauma. And then through our Speak Out project, we aim to create more awareness about the healing process, as well as challenging the stigma.
Now, you definitely are a very busy agency because stats are absolutely shocking. Let's look a little bit about those stats. What are they currently? Like, how many women are getting raped in South Africa daily?
Yeah, so it's really difficult to calculate a daily number, but we know that yearly around 50,000 sexual offences are reported. And if we imagine, and we know this from previous research, that only 1 in every 13 rapes get reported. That means that over 640,000 sexual offences take place yearly. Then we know that only less than 7,000 are prosecuted in our court system. And of those, only 5,000 result in conviction. So if we look at the total number of sexual offences and the conviction, then it's less than 1%. So we constantly have to encourage people to speak out, but then we also have to create a criminal justice system that really supports survivors and that restores faith, and that encourage people to come forward and to actually see cases through to the end of trial.
Why are there so few rapes reported? Why are so many people terrified to go into a police station and report something that isn't their fault?
I think the answer is twofold. The one really is about the social stigma, and the fact that many communities in South Africa and as a big society, we still buy into the myths. Yeah. We still believe that if I was drunk, or if I was wearing a short skirt, or if I was out late at night, then somehow the rape is my fault. And that is simply not true. Yeah. The rape is always the fault of the perpetrator. Yeah. And we can only really challenge that if we work together and if we raise awareness about the truth and about the fact that it's never your fault. Yeah. But at the same time, we also have to create more faith in the criminal justice system. I mean, if people experience secondary trauma when they go to the police, if people are constantly being asked to tell the story of the incident and are dealt with
the time that they go to the police station to the time that the perpetrator gets convicted, it's so so long.
Exactly.
Why does it take so much time for things to get processed?
Exactly. So the criminal justice system does take time, but at the same time, often delays are due to untrained personnel.
Yeah.
People taking the statement at the police station that just aren't skilled to do it. Prosecutors that aren't specialists. Forensics services that don't complete the medical information correctly. And that is why we need specialist services.
Yeah.
We need specialist services at police stations. We need specialist forensic facilities. And we need sexual offences courts that really have the trained personnel to deliver judgment, but also to make sure that survivors are treated sensitively and fairly and with dignity.
So just as a means of helping some victims, what are our rights? So if you are raped or sexually violated, what are the steps that you can take and what are your rights? What are your options?
So the first step is really to make sure that you are physically safe.
Yeah.
But then to tell someone that you trust and to really confide in that person, also for your own emotional safety. Then to access medical services. And this is really important for both the forensic investigation, so to gather forensic evidence that might later be used in trial, but also to make sure that you are medically looked after.
So AIDS tests.
Exactly. If you're at risk for falling pregnant, to get the morning after pill, to be made aware of your rights to termination of pregnancy. And then at that stage, you can already decide to lay a charge, or you can wait a bit and decide later. But what is important is that the forensic evidence was collected. And then when you do lay a charge at the police station, to ask to be seen in the victim-friendly room. You don't have to tell the story of the incident in the charge office with the whole public hearing your story. And then a skeleton statement will be taken to make sure that the police have the initial facts, kind of the broad story of the incident. And then you will be asked at a later stage, within 36 hours, to give a full statement.
And then at what point would the victim come to you?
Yeah, so we encourage victims to come for long-term counselling at any stage. Okay. You don't have to have laid a charge. You don't have to have accessed the criminal justice system. So at any stage, you can come to us for counselling, but also you can contact us on our helpline. And the Rape Crisis Helpline is available nationally at 021 447 9762. Wherever you are in the country, you can contact us on that.
Thank you so much for chatting to us. We're going to speak to you a little bit later as well. All of the information for Rape Crisis will also be available on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za.